Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Jay. Today we are at the beach. I completely forgot my blanket and my chair, so I have to sit here. So today we are going to talk about the trauma that young people go through as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Being a Jehovah's Witness is Armageddon in sheep's clothing. Humans will cause the end of the world way before God does. Ain't no one ready for that convo, but I'ma still have it. Quick little disclaimer, not every single JW young person or JW parent is like this. However, majority of them are. Just putting the disclaimer out there. I don't want people to be offended like, oh no, this isn't true, blah, 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 blah. A lot of kids go through this as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. However, not all of them do, okay? I just want to put that out so no one is confused, no one feels a type of way, blah, 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 blah. So these are just a few of the countless amount. Number 1, you are imprisoned in your home and you feel like you cannot trust anybody. Let me explain. As one of Jehovah's Witnesses, you are not allowed to associate with anyone else that is not a Jehovah's Witness. So as a young person, if you have a JW parent and they're very strict, you are not going to be allowed to hang out with friends at school or hang out with friends from your job. If you're even allowed to get a job, you are strictly required to just be friends with people at your hall, at your church. You're expected to stay in the house at all times because the world is dangerous. You can't go nowhere else. You can't hang out with nobody. You definitely cannot have no sleepovers with nobody. You just feel very imprisoned and you feel just very closed off from the world. And because of that, you feel like you can never trust anybody. A lot of young people are imprisoned in their home and they cannot have a normal teenage life. Number 2, kind of relating to number 1, but not really, but kind of. You can't trust anybody, like I said. You cannot associate with worldly people. Just imagine feeling like every single person in the world you cannot trust unless they're one of Jehovah's Witnesses. So you can't talk to them, you can't be friends with them, you can't trust your teachers, you can't trust your counselors, you can't trust therapists, you can't trust friends at your school. Literally, the only people you can trust is people within your hall. That is not okay. Number 3, you get conditional love from your strict JW parents, JW friends, JW family members, whatever the case may be. I would just like to say this is not necessarily relating to me. Like, not everything that I'm going to say in this video relates to me. It's just in general of all Jehovah's Witnesses. So I don't want, if my family's watching this, to be like, oh my God, da, 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 da. Don't take it personal. It ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm just saying what other people have went through as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. So you get conditional love, meaning that if you decide that you no longer want to be Jehovah's Witnesses anymore, they can cut you off and shun you and never talk to you again until you decide that you want to become one of Jehovah's Witnesses again. It's all conditional love. Your own family members would rather stay loyal to an organization than stay loyal to you. JW families are just filled with a lot of betrayal, secrecy, abandonment, anger, heartache, lies, pain. It's just so much. Number 4, you have to prioritize studying for meetings over valuable education. If you're a young Jehovah's Witness and you got homework to do, or you have a presentation you need to do, or you have a performance at school, if it's on a meeting night, you're not going. Like, you need to put the meeting before school. So if you got homework, you're going to meeting first, you're going to prepare for meeting. You have to put the organization first before anything. The organization comes before homework. The organization comes before studying for tests. You need to prepare and study the publications for meeting first. It's a priority over your education. Education, it's not viewed as important. You have to put more of a focus and a priority on meetings rather than your education. Number 6, this is kind of like number 5. I think I skipped a number, but who cares? You are not allowed to pursue higher education. They're not going to outright say this, but it's highly encouraged not to go to college. You are not allowed to have higher education. You need to put all of your skills and all your efforts into serving Jehovah and serving the organization.
Higher education often instills a sense of superiority and self-reliance that is in direct opposition to the Christian personality. What secular skills will we be promoting? Skills that'll be useful to God's organization now and after Armageddon. We need construction skills around the world right now. We will not need doctors or lawyers after Armageddon, but we will need carpenters and plumbers and similar construction trades. It requires faith to decline higher education and have the confidence that our material needs will be cared for by training in other fields. My question is, who dropped them off at the university? So where does the responsibility really lie? The better the university, the greater the danger. the most intelligent and eloquent professors will be trying to reshape the thinking of your child, and their influence can be tremendous. Will your son or daughter be among those alive?
You're never encouraged to just go to college. College is bad. That's where bad things happen. That's where you're going to get abused. That's where the world is going to take you over, where you're going to learn lies, blah, 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 blah. College is bad. College is evil. College is Satan, basically. You are encouraged to keep a simple eye. So you're not allowed to make a lot of money. You're not allowed to be rich. You're not allowed to pursue your goals, your dreams, your desires. Nah, F that. You're not allowed to have that. Your goals, dreams, and desires should be to be better in the organization. Anything that you want to do, it needs to be for the organization. You are not allowed to want to make money, go to Bethel and go clean some rooms, go to Bethel and go cook some food for some men. Number 7 is there is no protection from child abuse. So if you guys are not aware of the 2-witness rule, I will insert a little picture here or whatever. They do not protect children from sexual abuse. I will say that again. They do not protect children from sexual abuse. So if your child is sexually abused, they're not allowed to report it to the police because it will look bad on Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm exposing their asses. Everyone needs to know. Children are at risk, and also you're expected to trust every single Jehovah's Witness. They're all great and good. So if you leave your child in the care of another Jehovah's Witness, they are expected to just trust them, and anything can happen. They have a rule that is the 2-witness rule, which basically means, say for example, you are raped or you are sexually abused, no matter how old you are, unless you have another witness there and unless the abuser is there to say it really happened, they won't believe you and they won't report it to the police, and you are not allowed to report it to the police. What do you think that's going to result in? Suicides. That's going to result in women thinking that they, or men, you know, because a lot of men are abused too. Don't get me wrong, men and women, it's going to lead them to think that no one is going to believe them. Abuse isn't real. It's always their fault. All they do is victim blame. Unless the abuser is there to admit their wrongs, they will never have justice. That is one of their rules. If you don't believe me, go check out what I have here. Period. Number 8, rape is always your fault. They never have a good view on rape. It's always you were associating with the wrong people, you were wearing the wrong things. Rape is always your fault. It's never the abuser's fault, and you need to keep it on the down low, especially if another Jehovah's Witness did that to you. Everything is your fault, and it's gonna mess with you mentally. You can't report it to the police. You have no justice, and it's all disgusting. It's horrible. I think this would be better. I don't have a blanket, so we're just gonna sit on the sand. Number 9, you have to hold in your emotions at all times. You basically can't tell your parents anything because, say for example, you have something going on. If it goes against the organization, if you tell your parents, like, what is that gonna do? You know, especially as a young person, you have to hold in a lot. You know, you don't really feel like you can talk to your parents, your family members that are Jehovah's Witnesses. You just feel very alone, and you feel like you have no help, like no one is with you. Number 10, you can never be your true authentic self. If you are something that Jehovah's Witnesses don't approve, or if you are, let's say for example, you're bisexual or you're gay or you are part of the LGBTQ community, you're gonna get cut off and you're gonna get kicked out of the house. Like, that is definitely not allowed. Not only that, but you're also gonna be shunned by your entire family because they do not tolerate that at all. I think that just goes for a lot of Christians in general. Like, they don't tolerate that. You're a part of the LGBT community, yeah, sweetheart, you're gonna feel depressed. You literally have no hope. You get shamed, you get shunned, your family will abandon you. It's really bad. Remember, not all family members do this, but that is what Jehovah's Witnesses are taught. Number 12, I don't even know what number I'm on. I'm sure I'm skipping numbers, but yeah. Number 12, you have suicidal thoughts, especially if you don't feel accepted, if you're not with the religion, if you're not feeling it, especially if you're disfellowshipped and you're shunned from all your family. Imagine being taken from your whole entire family, being taken away from your whole entire family that you've made within the organization. All your family and friends cut off, kicked out of your family, abandoned, no money, no family, no money, no nothing, no education because you were never encouraged to get higher education, no job because you were never encouraged to make money and to save money because money is evil, no family because your family is told that you're evil now, you're Satan's child unless you want to still serve Jehovah. You can never win. And what do you think happens? What do you think happens What do you think happens when you lose out on your whole entire family? What do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna feel depressed, and a lot of people go to suicide because of that. Number 14, you get extreme bullying in school because you're the weird kid in school. If you're one of Jehovah's Witnesses and your little friends know about it at school, you are gonna be bullied and harassed. You are encouraged to preach to your little friends, to your teacher, to everyone. Everyone's gonna think you're weird. You're not allowed to celebrate any holidays. You have to leave the classroom when any holiday is being celebrated, whether it's Halloween, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Valentine's Day, whether it's Easter, whether it's birthdays. Oh my gosh, it's worse when it's birthdays. Like, you can't even be in the same room. You have to get up and leave the room. You can't stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. You are the weird child at school if you are one of Jehovah's Witnesses. You are bullied, you feel shameful, you feel embarrassed, and they teach you, they literally teach you to say, as a young person, you're supposed to say, these are my beliefs. It's not only because of my religion, it's my beliefs. Like, you are forced to believe this. Even if you don't, you're forced to say that you believe this. It isolates kids at school, which leads to bullying, and it leads to suicide, it leads to depression. No one wants to talk about it. And if I do, people who are Jehovah's Witnesses, they're gonna come on here and be like, oh no, that's wrong. Oh, I'm lying. That's not true. Da 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 da. Shut up. That's all I have to say. Shut up. Because you don't know what it's like to be bullied because you're one of Jehovah's Witnesses. You got a problem with it? Leave. Bye. Bye. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out, Girl Scout. I'm speaking up for my younger kids that are going through this right now because they don't deserve it. Do you feel like you have to lie all the time? You feel like you have to always lie to your parents? You feel like everything you think, everything you do is evil? You feel guilty for everything? It really F's you up in your head mentally. You just feel like something is always wrong. You're always doing something wrong. Number 16, not all Jehovah's Witness young people have this, but a lot of them are toxic, narcissistic parents. Again, let me say, not all Jehovah's Witness parents are like this, but majority of them are. They are ruled by narcissistic leaders. The governing body is narcissistic, and they teach narcissistic practices to the parents. Therefore, parents then become narcissists, or they're already narcissists. Whatever happens, happens. The governing body breaks up families. JW families are toxic. You're not encouraged to be independent. You're not encouraged to adult. You're encouraged to stay with your parents way past your 20s, to just live with them forever, to be codependent on them, to not live your own life, to just always depend on them. Like, they don't teach you independence. Independence is evil. You're taught not to be independent, not to have independent thinking, not to be logical, not to have common sense. Nah. If your thinkings, your views, your beliefs is not coming from the governing body, is not coming from the Jehovah's Witness publications, then it's wrong. Then it's Satan. You're not allowed to think for yourself, ever. You're literally brainwashed. Just as a child, like growing up as a JW, you feel guilty for not agreeing with the teachings. You just don't feel well. You just feel so depressed. You feel so sad. And not a lot of people know what really goes down within JW homes. I can guarantee you, majority of the JW children right now, they're living a lie. They have to live a double life because they have to live up to their parents' expectations. But really, they're sad and depressed because they can't be themselves. They can't do what they want. They can't be their authentic self because their parents are going to judge them, because their organization is so restrictive. You can't do shit. You can't be yourself. You're constantly feeling like a fraud. Feel like a fraud because you can never be yourself. You're basically forced to mature and grow up really, really fast. From youth, you are taught some really scary stuff. You're taught that in Armageddon, God is gonna come. If you're not a Jehovah's Witness, he's gonna kill all of you in a fire. He's gonna destroy all the wicked people. A loving God is gonna come down and destroy all the wicked people. Basically, the wicked people is anyone who's not a Jehovah's Witness. You have nightmares. You go to bed scared that when you wake up, you're gonna be killed because it's gonna be the end of the world. So God is gonna come for his world and there's gonna be Armageddon. You grow up with so much fear, it creates a lot of mental illnesses. It's not fun. It is not fun. You can never do what makes you happy. Anything that makes you happy doesn't make Jehovah happy, okay? You need to first seek the kingdom, all of his righteousness, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You can't do anything that makes you happy. You need to serve Jehovah and that's it. You have psychological abuse. You deal with gaslighting from your parents, from elders in the congregation, from brothers and sisters in the congregation. You're constantly gaslighted. You have commitment issues, trust issues. You feel like you have to constantly people please. You have to forgive narcissistic, abusive people. You have to let things go. You can't have boundaries. You can't have standards. Nope. You just have to allow shit to happen to you and just let it be like a brush of a shoulder. It's exhausting. No one talks about the mental, physical, psychological damage that happens to you being one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Either because you're so brainwashed, you believe it's normal, or you realize the psychological abuse, but you don't want to say anything because you're scared of what will happen. I really just want to talk about how dangerous the disfellowshipping practice is. If you decide you don't want to be a Jehovah's Witness, or you do something or commit a serious sin, you will be cut off from your family. Your family will never be allowed to talk to you again. That means means your parents, your aunts, your uncles, your siblings, your grandparents, your cousins, anybody that is a Jehovah's Witness in your family will shun you, never talk to you again unless you decide to come back and be a Jehovah's Witness again. It's disgusting. That is why so many young people are kicked out of their households as teenagers. That is why so many young people are depressed in their home and they can't say anything to their parents because their parents will kick them out or they'll judge them. They're depressed and suicidal. Every single day there's thousands upon thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of people that have committed suicide because they were disfellowshipped and they were kicked out of their homes, or their whole entire family abandoned them and shunned them and never spoke to them ever again, just because of having different beliefs, just because of waking up to the truth. It's bullshit. It's horrible. Even children abandon parents. Parents abandon children. It's sad. It's really sad. You're very controlled. Everything is controlled. From what you do, from what you say, from who you talk to, who you're with, what you wear, who you hang out with. Everything is controlled. You can't just do whatever you want to do. No, everything is controlled. It's a highly controlling, abusive cult. It's not a religion. It is a cult. Because of the rules regarding sexual abuse and how they don't report cases, more and more men abuse women, abuse children because of how lenient the rules are and because they know they're never going to get caught and no one's ever going to report them. It's disgusting. So guys, I'm heading back home now, but I just want you to know, if you are one of Jehovah's Witnesses, please push through. Everything will be okay. If you guys have anything else that I did not say you'd like to add, that you feel that you went through as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, or that you know about one of Jehovah's Witnesses, talk about it. We need to talk about it. We need to stop staying silent. We're letting the governing body win if we just stay silent. We need to talk about the trauma that young people go through as Jehovah's Witnesses, because it F's them up in their adult life. It mentally kills them, and if they allow the depression to win, they will kill themselves. So please, please, please spread the word, spread the truth, be true to yourself, and just know, like, I'm here. And yeah, that's all the tea I have for y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best. Quam, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you a little later. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out, Girl Scout. Isn't that beach so pretty? Look at the beach. It's so pretty. Okay.